This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's now 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday with the morning sprint. Mark Peterson telling us about some intense wind arriving later today. Sydney Charles with details on Southwest's travel fiasco. But first, Spokane County Sheriff's Office investigating a homicide at a house just off of Highway 395. Destiny Richards is live south of Deer Park with what we know this morning.
That's right. We are here at North Dalton Road, south of Deer Park, where investigators are looking into a homicide where an older man was found dead inside a home last night after getting a call about a suspicious death. And right now, while they're investigating, they're asking if anyone knows about a person of interest that they're looking for, a white male, 25 years old, who fits this description. Right now, we're just following this investigation closely, and we'll be sure to bring you any updates during GMA this morning.
All right, good morning, everybody. In our first alert weather, it is a warm but wet start. 40 degrees into Coeur d'Alene. We're sitting at 41. The winds that we've been talking about with a wind advisory starting at 3 p.m. We're going to see those winds. These are sustained winds of 24, 25 miles an hour in the Spokane area, heavier into Ritzville south along 395. So just be aware of that. And then it will correct itself overnight and will calm down as the system continues to move out of the area. Over the next 12 hours, we're going to see warm conditions, 10 degrees above average, but those winds really kicking in heavy this afternoon.
A local man was shot and killed 2 days before Christmas. Deputies say Colin Bastow's death stemmed from a deadly domestic violence incident. Deputies arrested this woman, Cynthia Metzger, Friday. So far, they have charged her with second-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Bastow's brother says his family wants justice. Hamish is frustrated and worried that Metzger could bond out of jail. He has pleaded with prosecutors not to allow that. At last check, Metzger is still in jail, held on a $500,000 bond. Crews energized a mobile substation at this power site near Graham, Washington Monday. A temporary patch that has restored service while Tacoma Public Utilities fixes the damage caused on Christmas Day by an intruder. Power stations have been the target of recent attacks in the Northwest and the East Coast. Retired FBI agent Greg Rogers says federal authorities likely have several possible groups on their radar with motives to disrupt the power grid. There will be several new laws going into effect in Washington starting on Monday. Minimum wage is going up $1.25, giving Washington the highest minimum wage in the country at $15.74 an hour. Employers will also be required to be more transparent about their salaries on job postings. It's intended to help level the playing field for women and people of color.
And this morning, one of the worst airline meltdowns in U.S. history. More than 3,900 flights were canceled in the U.S. yesterday, but just one airline, Southwest, accounted for more than 70% of those cancellations. The airline is struggling to keep up with rescheduling, cancellations, and flight changes after the recent winter storms. Today isn't much better. Right now, over 2,500 Southwest flights have been canceled. That's according to FlightAware. What started as weather-related cancellations quickly snowballed into a system-wide meltdown. And because Southwest does not partner with any other airlines, passengers could not be rebooked on other flights. The Department of Transportation overnight now saying it will examine whether cancellations were controllable. Coverage on the Southwest flight fiasco will continue next on Good Morning America.
A homeless shelter which once closed its doors because of city code violations was just forced to shut down again. God's Love International on 2nd and Monroe must now resume the permit process to operate as a shelter. It had been operating as an emergency warming shelter for the past 4 days. The shelter could house around 40 people who must now find other accommodations. The Spokane Fire Marshal says at this point there is no plan for an extension. That may change if there is another cold snap or a different need. With the snow and ice starting to melt, that means there is an increased chance of localized flooding. The city of Spokane says there are more than 12,000 storm drains in the city, and crews won't be able to clear all of them. So they are asking for people to help by finding the storm drain closest to your home and making sure it's clear of all snow and debris. If there is a pool of standing water near you, you are asked to report it to the city by calling 509-625-7900. Well, now that Christmas is over, it's time to get rid of your holiday trash. All those bags, boxes, and wrapping paper, a lot can be trashed, but some things should be recycled. According to the city of Spokane, metallic foil, paper, bows, and ribbons, cellophane, styrofoam, plastic bags, plastic wrap, gift bags, and tissue paper all belong in the trash. Most wrapping paper can be recycled. See more online.